Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers: can Chase and Dante's friendship withstand what happens next? General Hospital spoilers are boiling the pot with a meaty twist that has us all on edge. Can Harrison Chase and Dante Falconeri maintain their bromance alive when the past collides with the present? Chase just opened up to Dante about the gut punch he and Brooklyn Quartermain have been suffering with, reproduction troubles that have resulted in Chase being sterile. Dante has stepped up as the supportive friend we all know he can be, but there is a storm building that neither of these guys see coming. Secrets, betrayals, and a concealed child? This friendship is about to experience some severe turmoil. General Hospital spoilers: Chase is headed for heartbreak. Chase laying it all out there for Dante was a raw moment, and admitting that he is the reason he and Brooklyn can't have a child hurt him hard. The man had been struggling with guilt, feeling as if he had single-handedly let his wife down, and Dante was right there with a strong shoulder to lean on. Chase even thanked him, glad for a buddy who did not pass judgment or try to make things better with meaningless words. This is the type of camaraderie that has made these two a fan favorite on the PCPD team. But, oh, the tables are about to turn. Chase has no idea that Dante has a skeleton in his closet that is directly related to Brooklyn, and it isn't just a passing fling. This is the kind of secret that might destroy everything Chase values. Spoilers: Dante and Brooklyn's dirty little secret. Here's where things get messy. Dante and Brooklyn hooked up years ago, but neither of them told Chase, or anyone else, about it. We're talking pre-Chase days, when Brooklyn was still adjusting to her crazy existence and Dante was, well, Dante, charming his way through summer camp. One night resulted in unanticipated results. Brooklyn became pregnant with Dante's baby. She kept the entire pregnancy, birth, and adoption a secret because spilling the beans was not an option at the time. Dante is still unaware that he is a teenager baby daddy, and Brooklyn has kept that information hidden. However, Chase blurted it out in an attempt to absolve himself of the guilt that he deprived Brooklyn of the experience of bearing and having her own kid. How will Chase react if he finds that his best friend slept with his wife and had a baby together, something he will never be able to give her? General Hospital spoilers: who will drop the bomb? Will a curious Port Charles resident, such as private investigator Elaine Stevens, come discover adoption records that tie Dante and Brooklyn together in unexpected ways? Or might Brooklyn hire her to find her child, as Lois Cerullo bites her nails over the whole thing? Chase might forgive a past relationship, he's a stand-up man, but discovering Dante is the father of a child Brooklyn abandoned while he's grieving his own infertility? That's a gut punch he might never recover from. So what about Dante? When he finds out he has a child, will he blame Brooklyn for keeping it a secret, or will he try to save his friendship with Chase? This bombshell screams heartbreak, and we're guessing their relationship will suffer as a result. Can Chase and Dante survive the storm, or is their bromance over? General Hospital spoilers: Rick and Ava have finally given into passion, so what's next for them? After months of flirting, Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome have finally fallen in love. The sparks began to fly almost immediately after Rick opted to represent Ava in a case in which she was accused of purposely shoving Christina Corinthos out of a window while pregnant. It was just a matter of time before these two went beyond the boundaries of client and attorney. General Hospital spoilers: Rick sees exactly who Ava is and is still on her side. Rick first took Ava's case to show to his daughter that her baby's death was a tragic accident and not the consequence of Ava's criminal actions. Along the way, Ava was open about the horrific things she had done in the past. Instead of attempting to be a better version of herself, Ava became honest and expressed regret about a variety of issues. Rick ultimately understood that Ava was a mirror image of him. The details may change, but the position they each have in Port Charles is quite similar. They are ostracized because of their previous decisions and are reviled wherever they go. He understands Ava's actions without her having to explain why. General Hospital spoilers: Rick has improved Ava. Rick is a long-term thinker, whereas Ava is present in the moment and makes emotional decisions. She is trying to regain custody of her daughter from Sonny Corinthos. Rick has directed her toward the practical steps that will strengthen her case, such as moving out of a motel and into an apartment with a bedroom for Avery. He also arrived just in time to save Ava from being charged with kidnapping when she intended to take Avery to show her the new apartment, following a not-so-accidental meeting in the park. Rick hurried Ava away before she could recover. General Hospital spoilers. Finally, Ava tumbles into Rick's arms back at Ava's new apartment. Rick informed her that he will take her custody case pro gratis and that he is her last chance of reuniting with Avery, so she should get out of her own way and let him handle it. Ava paused, then replied with a passionate kiss, which Rick gladly reciprocated. General Hospital has been lacking in the romance area lately, so it was refreshing to watch a couple who make sense have a genuine moment. What do you suppose happens next for Ava and Rick? Will they accept the obvious and become a true pair, or will they return to the cat and mouse game? Maurice Bernard of General Hospital says Kelly Monaco has a lot on her plate. We finally have the update that everyone has been waiting for. Of course, we're referring to former General Hospital star Kelly Monaco. For months, many have been wondering what she's been up to, and it appears that we have some answers. General Hospital's Maurice Bernard says Kelly Monaco has a lot on her plate. As many of our dedicated readers are already aware, Kelly was abruptly sacked from the hit ABC soap late last summer. To this day, the show's producers have made no remark on why she was let go the manner she was. If that wasn't enough, many people expected Kelly would have landed another acting gig by now. Unfortunately, she does not appear on any other daytime television shows and has not had any offers for primetime. However, her former co-star Maurice Bernard did provide a hint as to what she's been up to. Many fans have asked Maurice if he would be interested in featuring Kelly on his YouTube series, State of Mind. Maurice wrote, "Keep asking for Kelly Monaco on State of Mind. I've asked people to do things when they're ready. I'm not one for pushing. I'd suppose she has far more important things on her plate." So, what precisely does that mean? Kelly clearly has a lot going on in her life right now and isn't ready to discuss some serious subjects with Maurice on camera. That shouldn't surprise anyone, given that Kelly is also a pretty private person. General Hospital news. What's next for Kelly Monaco? Kelly has yet to remark on the situation. However, it is unclear whether she will appear on Maurice's show. Until then, we will keep our fingers crossed. Taj Bello is out of contract at General Hospital, and Jeff Kober is no longer Cyrus. General Hospital spoilers indicate that we have some comings and goings to report. Let's start with some Taj Bello updates now that he's officially off contract, according to the show's closing credits. Bello recently uploaded an Instagram post reflecting on his stint as TJ, which sparked speculation regarding his exit from the program. TJ's lack of screen time undoubtedly contributed to the exit hype. It is possible that Bello will make periodic appearances, but we now have confirmation that he is no longer under contract. That appears to be Bello throwing parting clues, as it is clear that GH no longer has any huge story ideas for TJ. Jeff Kober has left his role as Cyrus Renault. When Jocelyn Jax took Cyrus down permanently at the cabin, she contributed to his death. Evan Hofer also appeared in a flashback scene, which showed Cyrus removing Dex's medical ID bracelet after his death. Guy Wilson's short tenure as Lucky Spencer has come to an end now that Jonathan Jackson has returned to the screen. If you missed the news that Aidan Weber's lover had finally been cast, Charlie Besso played Tobias. Before Aidan was admitted to the hospital for Lucky's newest crisis, he and Tobias went skating on Valentine's Day. Quinn, Kai Taylor's buddy and partner, will make another appearance between February 24th and 28th. Quinn has been harassing Trina Robinson, but Kai will not stand for it. When Quinn starts slamming Trina for diverting Kai's attention away from football, Kai will turn him on full blast. Kai would be a wreck without Trina's help, so he'll push Quinn to back off and realize she's the best thing that's happened to him recently. That concludes the comings and goings news, but we will continue to bring you more cast information and plot predictions as the action heats up. According to General Hospital teasers, several characters will be moving forward in new directions shortly, so stay tuned. Behind the scenes at Cyrus' death with Eden McCoy. Cyrus Renault's death at General Hospital was almost inevitable once it was proven that he was the serial killer responsible for the deaths of hospital patients and Turning Woods residents. However, his demise was a horrific and brutal spectacle that left viewers applauding after recovering from shock. Jocelyn broke into Cyrus' cabin and discovered the hospital bracelets he'd taken from his victims as trophies, only to be apprehended by the killer, who brandished an axe and threatened to remove this latest impediment to his good work for the Lord. However, Jocelyn came prepared and shot Cyrus point blank with Dex's gun, later ensuring that he was truly dead and gone. However, despite the fact that the actions on film were dark and violent, the tone behind the scenes was decidedly lighter. "Cat's out of the bag," Eden McCoy wrote on Twitter/X, sharing some backstage photographs from the day the sequences were shot. "Joss definitely feels differently, but I adore you, Jeff Kober. You are very amazing, and I consider myself extremely fortunate to have had the opportunity to spend time with you." She went on to say, "There is so much more to come." McCoy tweeted photos of herself posing next to Kober while the makeup department applied fake blood to his mouth and bullet wounds, one with a thumbs down and the other with a mournful expression. Someone on set also captured a quick video of the actual gun shooting. You can hear Kober saying his line, but he does not appear to be in the line of fire when McCoy pulls the trigger. Crew members can also be seen using ear protection due to the volume. While GH fans may not be heartbroken to see Cyrus leave, like McCoy, they will be sad to lose an actor of Kober's talent. However, as Jack assists Jocelyn in covering up her crime and she faces with the consequences of taking a life, this is only the start. "Oh, girl," McCoy teased. Share your views on Cyrus' dramatic ending in the comments section below, and keep watching to see how the tale progresses. General Hospital Spoilers Weekly Update February 17th to 21st, Lucky Flatlines, Willow declines. The suspense never stopped this week. Weekly Recap Episode 15650 aired on Monday, February 17th, 2025. At the cabin, Cyrus got an order of digitalis and filled a new syringe before leaving. Elizabeth took her facts regarding Cyrus to Anna, believing they would be enough to warrant an arrest, but they were not. After Kai invited Trina out on Valentine's Day, Jocelyn persuaded her to go, then revealed her own plans when she pulled out Dex's revolver. Carly asked Sonny about Jason, questioning if he was really Sasha's baby's father. Sasha went to Jason at the PCPD and urged him to make everyone believe they had a thing. She planted a kiss on him so Mac could see. Willow discovered that Tracy had her car towed from the Q mansion. Drew spoke with Curtis, Jordan, and Laura regarding the esplanade on the pier, and Laura immediately worried whether Drew's new plan was a retaliation against Jason. Episode 15651 airdate, Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. When Brennan arrived at Carly's for Valentine's Day, the two ended up in a mess when a pipe burst and Brennan promised to fix it. Anna was obliged to release Jason, but begged him not to kill Cyrus. Lucky arrived at Elizabeth's and was greeted by Aiden, his boyfriend Tobias, and the cake his kid had cooked. When the kids left, Lucky and Liz had a heart-to-heart, which ended with Lucky kissing her. Later, when he neglected to depart with his slice of cake, Elizabeth answered the door and was met by Cyrus. Several other couples spent the holiday at the Savoy. Trina and Kai said hello to Curtis and Portia, Chase revealed a secret plan for Brooklyn, and Spinelli arranged Lucas' date with the deception model. When the date went south, Lucas ended up sharing a drink with Brad. Everyone finished the night with Chase singing a song for Brooklyn. Episode 15652 aired on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025, when Cyrus made a full confession about the digitalis killings. Just as he was ready to inject her with a syringe, Lucky appeared. The two got into a fight, and Cyrus stuck Lucky with the needle. Chase talked with Dante about his and Brooklyn's inability to have children, while Brooklyn and Lulu fought about deception. When Dante arrived and broke up the fight, Brooklyn fled, and Dante told Lulu that Brooklyn and Chase had found they couldn't have children. When Drew brought Willow to the Savoy for Valentine's Day, Curtis swiftly kicked him out. Drew then brought Willow to his new home and invited her to move in. Brennan had a nice moment with Donna as Jocelyn broke into the cottage. Episode 15653 aired on Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Drew invited Willow to move in with him, but she declined. After visiting Sam's cemetery, Jason decided to pay Drew a visit and present a peace offering. Joss broke into the cabin and discovered the medical bracelets of all the digitalis victims. Cyrus escaped as Lucky passed out from the digitalis. When Isaiah arrived at GH, he immediately acted upon discovering that he would be shot with digitalis. Meanwhile, Cyrus discovered Joss at the cabin and shot him in self-defense, killing him. When she realized he had perished, she contacted Brennan for help. Laura, Anna, and Jordan learned about Lucky at a meeting regarding the new esplanade that will take over the pier. Dante confessed to Lulu that Chase and Brooklyn are unable to have children, and Brooklyn eventually admitted to Chase that she had been pregnant previously. Curtis wanted Stella to connect him to a congressman buddy as a form of retaliation against Drew. Episode 15654 aired on Friday, February 21, 2025. When Brennan arrived at Cyrus' murder site, he told Joss that he would have the WSB clean up the cabin and pretend it never occurred. Brennan then offered Joss a job at the WSB, showing that he had been preparing her all along. Jason advised Drew not to separate their children, but Drew refused. Chase supported Brooklyn's decision to give up a baby once she informed her of it. Sasha revealed to Tracy that the baby is Jason's. At GH, Isaiah's fast thinking saved Lucky's life after he collapsed. While his family kept vigil at his bedside, Anna and Dante secured a spot on the cabin and barged into a spotless environment. In the coming week in Port Charles, Joss must make a crucial decision about her future, while some budding couples get closer. Next week's breakdown episode 15655 will air on Monday, February 24, 2025. Sunny and Laura reconnect. Jocelyn is rattled. Trina opens up about Kai. Dante delivers difficult news. Ava receives a surprise guest. Drew is annoyed by Nina's presence in episode 15656, which aired on Tuesday, February 25, 2025. Carly and Brennan discuss their developing connection. Jordan and Portia connect. The walls are closing in on Jason. Alexis submits a request. Episode 15657 aired on Wednesday, February 26, 2025. Trina and Kai share a passionate encounter. Carly pleadings with Willow. Jocelyn makes a life-changing decision. Chase's suggestion takes Brooklyn by surprise. Tracy makes a move on Drew. Stella surprises Curtis. Episode 15658 aired on Thursday, February 27, 2025. Lulu is suspicious. Trina confides in Stella. Sunny gets a warning. Carly is shaken. Dante counsels Chase. Episode 15659 aired on Friday, February 28, 2025. Ava and Christina dispute. Sasha accepts an apology. Molly opens out to Cody. Olivia proposes an idea to Carly. Isaiah questions Jordan. Everyone in Port Charles had long accepted Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer's bitter rivalry as an unbreakable force. Their mutual hate had simmered for years, driven by betrayals, grudges, and a fundamental inability to see eye to eye. They'd been enemies for so long that the thought of them working together seemed ridiculous. But, in a surprise move, Nina was about to make Carly an offer so outlandish and unexpected that it had the potential to irrevocably alter the trajectory of their rivalry. Nina desired Carly's assistance. Not in business. Not in motherhood. Not even getting along for the sake of their common familial ties. No, Nina wanted Carly to join her in destroying Willow Corinthos and Drew Quartermain's burgeoning romance. Carly almost laughed in Nina's face at the ridiculousness of her suggestion. Almost. Because, as much as Carly disliked Nina, the idea of undermining Drew's budding romance was immensely appealing. Nina understood exactly how to press Carly's buttons. The offer that changes everything. Carly was minding her own business at the Metro Court, running inventory reports at the bar, when Nina slid into the stool behind her. What do you want? Carly didn't even look up, her words carrying the typical harshness reserved only for Nina. We need to talk, Nina stated, her tone steady. Carly scoffed and finally met Nina's gaze. We don't need to do anything. I think you'll want to hear this, Nina said, leaning in slightly. It's about Drew. Carly's fingers tightened around the pen in her hand, but she tried to remain unconcerned. Whatever it is, I don't care. Are you certain? Nina inclined her head, a faint smirk appearing. Because if you truly don't care, I suppose you won't mind if he and Willow get serious. You know, playing house. Raising the children together. Creating a life without you. Carly's lips formed a narrow line. What's the point? My point, Nina continued easily, is that neither of us wants this relationship to last. And, if we're being honest, we both know Drew will eventually disappoint Willow. Isn't the man prone to making mistakes? Carly exhaled sharply. So, what do you expect me to do about it? Nina's smirk spread. Help me. We work together to break them up before they become too severe, and in the process, we ensure that our grandchildren, your grandson and my granddaughter, are not caught up in another calamity. It was manipulative. It was devious. It was exactly the type of action Carly may have made in different circumstances. She despised Nina's ability to make sense. However, old habits died hard. Carly crossed her arms. Why would I ever trust you enough to collaborate with you? Because, for once, Nina replied simply, we want the same thing. That's when Carly understood she had a decision to make. She could reject Nina, walk away, and pretend she didn't care what occurred between Drew and Willow. Or, she could form the most unlikely of allies and ensure that this relationship never had a chance. The answer was easier than she had anticipated. Fine, Carly said. But if we do this, we do it my way. Phase 1, sabotage. The first step in their strategy was straightforward, disrupt Drew and Willow's living situation before it could become permanent. Drew had recently bought a house, clearly with the intention of moving Willow in and beginning over. It was supposed to be a sanctuary where she and her children, Wiley and Amelia, could feel safe. A fresh start. Nina and Carly had no intention of allowing that to happen. They all have their own contacts and methods of making things difficult. When they put their combined resources to work, the results were immediate. Maxie Jones, who had been hired to manage the interior design, was suddenly overwhelmed with back-to-back scheduling issues. Contractors hired to renovate the residence were mysteriously double-booked. Willow's carefully chosen nursery furniture? Delay indefinitely. One setback became two. Two became three. Willow soon became frustrated. This is ridiculous, she said to Drew one evening, glancing at another email apologizing for the delay. Every time we get close to moving forward, something else happens. Drew grimaced, running his hand through his hair. I understand. Isn't it weird? I understand that things don't always go well, but this level of bad luck? It feels like something more is going on. He was not mistaken. He just didn't know who was behind it. Phase 2, the temptation trap. Delaying the house was not enough. If they really intended to put an end to this, they needed something greater. Something more incriminating. Nina proposed the next step, introduce a distraction. Specifically, a lady who could seduce Drew and make Willow recognize the type of man she was dealing with. Carly, frankly, thought this portion of the plan was a touch too underhanded for her. But she had committed to collaborate with Nina, and if this was the next step, she was not going to back out now. With a few well-placed phone calls, Nina discovered the ideal candidate, a gorgeous, engaging woman with just enough flirtation to make Drew slip. The trap was laid. Willow will eventually see Drew for who he truly was. Or so they thought. Because neither Nina nor Carly expected how much their little skiing would affect them. The unthinkable happens as they continued their undercover missions. Nina and Carly began to have weird interactions. They stopped snapping at each other so much. Their insults, though still evident, have lost some of their fire. And, as much as they hated to admit it, they discovered that working together was not as difficult as they had anticipated. Isn't it weird? Carly muttered one afternoon while sipping her coffee at the Metro Court, Nina sitting across from her. Nina lifted her eyebrow. What is it? This, Carly motioned between them. Us. Sitting here. Talking. We're not trying to strangle each other. Nina laughed softly. Yeah. It's bizarre. A beat of silence passed. Then Carly sighed. Look, I still do not like you. And I never will. I agree, Nina said. But... Carly paused, evidently dreading what she was going to say. Nina smirked, "You're not completely useless. I'll take that as a compliment." And with that, everything between them changed. They would never become pals. But, just maybe, they weren't enemies anymore. The fallout is awaiting as to whether their plan was successful. It remained to be seen. Will Willow recognize Drew for who he is and halt things before they even begin? Will Carly and Nina's delicate alliance hold, or will their old grievances emerge, destroying everything? One thing was certain. Nothing at Port Charles remained quiet for very long. And when the truth came out, the consequences would be dramatic. General Hospital spoilers, Michael returns to Port Charles with a vengeance. According to General Hospital spoilers, Michael Corinthos will return to the canvas soon, and when he does, he will have a lot to deal with. Not only does he have a score to settle with Drew Quartermaine, but he will also fight Willow Corinthos for custody of their two children, Wiley and Amelia. Michael has proved to be bitter and vicious when crossed, and he will have no mercy for Willow or Drew, especially after learning that Drew wanted to steal his children and raise them with Willow as if Michael did not exist. Michael Corinthos promises to destroy Drew Quartermaine. Taking Aurora from Drew was only the beginning for Michael. Although his recent physical condition is only a setback, his goal to destroy Drew will resume whenever he returns to Port Charles. Michael will stop at nothing to ensure that Drew loses all he values. He intends to begin by ruining his congressional career. He will do anything to make Drew look terrible in the public light. Not to mention that he will ensure that Drew's dishonest behavior is widely known, and that no one will support him. Michael Corinthos will stop at nothing to ensure Willow Corinthos loses custody of her children forever. He is almost certain to gain custody as long as Sasha Corbin's pregnancy remains a secret. Michael will be relentless in making Willow appear heartless and faithless in front of a judge, causing her to lose custody. Willow will be devastated by the loss of her children and be beside herself. Michael Corinthos is not done yet. Michael's one purpose will continue to cause Drew and Willow grief, similar to the pain he endured when Willow cheated on him with his uncle Drew. Michael, a real Quartermaine, will stop at nothing to guarantee that they both receive what they deserve. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Michael will return to Port Charles with vengeance? Will Michael come after Drew and Willow? Will Willow lose her children because of Michael? Lucky fights for his life. Today's General Hospital spoilers reveal a fight for survival. Chase is reeling from Brooklyn's confession, Brennan offers to assist Jocelyn, Dante is determined, Jason attempts to reconcile with his brother, and Lucky's family fears the worst as medics rush to save his life. Chase felt bad that he couldn't help Brooklyn experience the miracle of childbirth, only for his wife to disclose that she had already done it. You got pregnant when you were a teenager, he explains, startled. And you've been carrying this secret ever since. Will he comprehend her reasons for remaining silent? After shooting Cyrus, a desperate Jocelyn called Jack for assistance. Now that the WSB chief has arrived, he takes leadership of the next steps. We could contact the authorities, he concedes. Or we can take care of this ourselves. Meanwhile, now that Anna has changed her mind and given him free freedom to assist them in bringing Cyrus to justice, Dante is prepared to bring the villain down. He can run, but there is no way that bastard can hide, he tells me. But will the WSB prevent the PCPD from finding Cyrus' body and ending the case? Jason has resolved to do the right thing for his son and not take justice into his own hands by killing Cyrus. He has also realized that he needs to make peace with his brother. I'm calling for a truce, Jason says. But will Drew agree to halt their brotherly rivalry? Lucky's family has gathered in the waiting area, hoping for good news, but Laura and Lulu can tell from the expressions on Aiden and Liz's faces that things have changed. What's wrong? Laura inquires as they approach. Aiden gasps in sorrow, Dad is dying. Lucky is hooked up to a ventilator while Isaiah and Portia rush to provide the Digitalis antidote and save his life. Clear! Portia shouts as she prepares the panels to shock Lucky's heart. Are they running out of time? Weekly General Hospital spoilers February 24th to 28th, Jocelyn's decision and Olivia's pitch. Jo's life is about to change forever. General Hospital spoilers for the week of February 24th to 28th, 2025 hint at a critical decision and an unexpected pitch. Here's what happens next week on General Hospital. It's going to be a busy week of decisions, beginning with a frightened Jocelyn. She had no idea Brennan was preparing her to join the WSB, and now that she does, she is about to make a life-changing decision. Carly will be shaken, likely since her daughter has decided to join the WSB. How will this influence Carly's closest relationships, and especially her growing friendship with Brennan? Trina and Kai are another newly formed couple. Trina will begin the week by confiding in her best friend about Kai, and after a non-romantic time with the QB1, she will end the week with Stella. After all, she only lost Spencer a year ago. The Drew versus Jason dispute is certainly going to get worse, but Jason has Tracy on his side, and she is poised to make a move against the disowned Quartermaine. This will give Jason more time to deal with the consequences of pretending to be Sasha's baby's father. As the walls close in on him at the beginning of the week, Sasha will receive an apology by the conclusion. Odds and ends Sunny and Laura will reconnect on Monday, and Jordan and Portia will connect on Tuesday. The most exciting event will take place on Friday, when Olivia presents an idea to Carly. Could this be Metro Court, family business, or something else unexpected? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.